Nine is the main antagonist of the My Hero Academia Heroes Rising movie. Surprisingly, with a villain like Nine who has obtained the quirk All For One, we don't actually see why or how he obtains All For One at all in the movie. So, for today's video, we are going to explain the full backstory of Nine that was given to us in a special one-shot called The League of Villains Undercover. Also, I will be talking a little bit about the war arc, so there will be spoilers ahead, but don't worry because I will give you guys a warning before I start talking about it. Side note, it is never stated what Nine's real name is anywhere throughout the one shot or in the Heroes Rising movie, so he will just be referred to as Nine throughout the video. So the one shot opens up with Nine peacefully enjoying the view of a storm, saying how storms have always put him at ease. It soon transitions to Nine seeing Dr. Kyudai Garaki, or Dr. Ujiko, whichever one you prefer to call him, in his office, and this is where the majority of the one shot takes place. Here we find out that Nine's original quirk that allows him to control the weather has a mutation that causes cellular damage to his body, and that he has been surviving under the radar for a really long time up until this point. Here we can assume that Nine is homeless because we see in some other panels that Nine wasn't born in the most sanitary of locations, and as he was growing up he is shown mostly alone until running into Slice, Chimera, and Mummy throughout those years, as well as staying under the radar as Dr. Ujiko had stated. Now, the real reason why Nine is with Dr. Ujiko was because Nine was chosen for an experiment that focused on quirk strengthening and bodily enhancements. Sounds kind of familiar, doesn't it? So the reason why Nine even accepts to go through with this procedure is to gain more power, as well as hopefully fix his quirk's mutation. When explaining to Dr. Ujiko about how his quirk lets him control the skies, we get a lot of insight on his ideals and a little bit about his backstory. In the movie, we are given the usual line, "The strong will rule over the weak." But in this one shot, we get a little bit more context on why he thinks like this. As stated by Nine, and I quote, "The moment one is born into this world, everything is already decided. Regardless of the power one may be blessed with, our circumstances keep us down, suppresses us. I've seen with my own eyes so many who don't get what they deserve. It's just wrong. Take lions and apes for instance. Which of those creatures is stronger? In this world, the strong is dominated by the weak. I intend to return the world to how it ought to be. To do that, I need power. Enough power to reign over all and stand at the pinnacle of strength." End quote. From this we can really see where Nine is coming from. Nine since birth was blessed with an incredible quirk that lets him control the weather. Even though his quirk is quite powerful, because of the way he grew up, he didn't really get far in life. And throughout his years growing up, he has met others who also have powerful quirks, them being Chimera, Slice, and Mummy, who have suffered due to their upbringings as well, despite having such powerful quirks. To them, they shouldn't be the ones having to suffer and live and struggle to survive the way that they do. We even see just how badly they were all struggling. And in Nine's ideal world, a person's worth would be measured by how powerful you are, and Nine is willing to go through with this experiment in order to gain the power necessary to make his and his friends' dreams become a reality. And this is also why in the movie Chimera, Slice, and Mummy all love and respect Nine, because he truly understands how they all feel. So as Nine is getting ready to be sealed in the cultivation tank to undergo the process of gaining All For One and tons of body enhancements, we see that he is very self-aware that he is being used by Dr. Ujiko as a convenient lab rat for All For One's grand plan, which Nine is not aware of because the doctor didn't tell Nine where these experiments will actually lead him to. But Nine doesn't really dwell too much on it because he is mostly focused on destroying everything to make his ideal world come true. Now through his ideals, you can see just how similar Nine is to Shigaraki when it comes to their beliefs. And this is made even more apparent since right before Nine is sealed into the cultivation tank, we see All For One and Shigaraki walking by, with both Shigaraki and Nine taking a good look at each other. Okay, so now I will be getting into some manga spoilers, so please skip to this time right here to know where the one shot fits into the My Hero Academia timeline. Now, 9 played a really important role in All For One's grand plan, since 9 was more of a test run for when the original quirk All For One would be later given to Shigaraki. And in order to fully understand how 9 receives All For One, while at the same time All For One has the quirk All For One, we have to discuss the War Arc. In the War Arc, we learned that the reason why all the Nomu share very similar quirks to each other is because Dr. Ujiko has the technology that allows him to copy a person's quirk. This is why All For One, 9, and Shigaraki all end up having the quirk All For One, with both All For One and 9 receiving copies of All For One, while the original quirk is later given to Shigaraki, who ends up undergoing a similar process of getting All For One just like 9 did through a cultivation tank. As for where does the one shot end up fitting in the My Hero Academia timeline, we know that 9 will be receiving a copy of the quirk All For One, and with All For One still being present and not in Tartarus at the time of 9 being sealed in the cultivation tank by the end of the one shot, then that means that the League of Villains Undercover one shot has to take place between the events of the training camp arc and the Hideout raid arc in the My Hero Academia timeline. Now, this is really all that we know and can make out of 9's backstory. If I missed anything, be sure to let me know in the comment section below, as well as what your thoughts are on 9 and his backstory. If you enjoyed the video, then be sure to Detroit smash that like button below, and don't forget to share this video with your friends. If you want to see more My Hero Academia content, then be sure to subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on to join the Showbob's Hero Academia to become My Hero. Doing all of this really does help the channel out a lot, and it's always appreciated. You can also follow me on Twitter at Showbobs5 so we can talk more about My Hero and any other anime/manga all day long. Remember to stay plus ultra, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.